Now, from South Seminole Academy in Castleberry, Florida, direct from the third floor of building number 3, this is South Seminole News.
Good morning, Hurricanes. Happy Monday. I'm Noah.
And I'm Daniela. It's August 26, 2019. Welcome to South Seminole News. Let's check in with Riley for the Daily Report. Hello, Riley.
Good morning, guys. Today's weather looks a little wet again with a high of 91 degrees. Keep the umbrella close by today because it might be raining as we leave school today. Today's lunch special is flamed grill burger with fries, French fries, and on Tuesday we have chicken quesadilla with tortilla chips and black beans. Remember to check in with all of our weather reports updates and lunch specials. Today's uniform reminder is to wear black, red, and white polo shirts with khaki pants or shorts. On Friday, you may wear a South Seminole t-shirt or in blue jeans. If you have any questions about our dress code, please speak to your teachers. That's all for today. I'm Riley, and back to you guys.
Thanks, Riley. Attention all students. Picture Day this year will be on September 9th. Picture packets will be filled out with your family, and reminder that students must be in uniform for pictures.
Our next South Seminole Academy Skate Night will be held on Monday, September 30th.
Tickets are $5 for PTA members and $6 for non-members. There will be a raffle prize, including the grand prize of the party and the PBS suit inside the cafeteria.
We hope to see you there at the skating rink on September 30th at 6:15 p.m.
Reminder to tell your parents to pick you up at 8:15 p.m. And if you take any pictures, send them to us here so we can show them on our news at southseminolenews@yahoo.com.
Attention students, at 2019 volleyball session is about to begin. Tryouts will continue today after school.
Girls in the 6th and 7th grade will try out on Monday, August 26th from 4 to 6 p.m.
Girls in 8th grade will try out on Tuesday, August 27th from 4 to 6 p.m. And if there is any callbacks for girls, they will be on Wednesday, August 28th from 3 to 5:30 p.m.
If you are interested in trying out, please see Mr. Heist in room 233 for the girls' permission slip, and please see Mr. Adamowitz in room 239 for the boys' permission slip.
You must bring this permission slip to the tryouts. Also, if you check the school's Facebook page, you can find the permission slips on there.
Good luck to the students that are trying out. You can find all of last year's volleyball games on our YouTube page at South Seminole News.
Students, if you are interested in joining Lighthouse student team during first period, applications are available in Miss Escalera's room at room 3240.
The Lighthouse students team help with building leadership skills in a fun learning environment, helping with various projects around the school and community. Join us today.
Whenever the administration needs their help, the Lighthouse team will help fold and organize dress code clothes, create posters, and help fix classroom boards.
Lighthouse students also help Castleberry Elementary School when needed. So please see Miss Escalera in room 240 with any questions.
Now we take you to Dean Fernandez for a special announcement.
Good morning, South Seminole Academy Hurricanes. This is Mr. Fernandez, one of your Dean of Students, back with episode 2 of our school safety segment. As part of the SCPS Safety Initiative, SCPS Superintendent Dr. Griffin would like all students, faculty, and staff to receive information regarding the Heimlich maneuver. Approximately 4,000 adults die from choking every year in the U.S., and it is a more serious cause of death among children. Approximately 1 child dies from choking every 5 days in the United States. You don't need to be a medical professional, and it takes just a few minutes to learn how. It also has an extremely high success rate among children and adults alike. According to the American Health Association report, approximately 70 to 86% of choking victims recovered after receiving the Heimlich maneuver. Please stay tuned for an instructional video on a possible life-saving maneuver.
Each year, thousands of people in the United States die from choking. But as Courtney reports, with a little bit of knowledge, you might be able to save a life.
Doctors, paramedics,
lifeguards. They're all trained to save lives, but they're not always going to be around when you need them. That's why it's important to learn life-saving techniques that you can use at home, school, or just hanging out with your friends. Alex, do you know what to do if someone's choking?
Well, I know you're supposed to use the Heimlich maneuver, but I don't know how to do it.
Me neither. So we went to find an expert to show us how to do it. And guess what? We found the expert, Dr. Heimlich himself, who invented the Heimlich maneuver. He's going to show us the correct way to do it. Hi, Dr. Heimlich.
Hi, how are you, Carl?
Good, how are you?
Fine.
So what do we do first?
Stand up.
Okay.
This is one way to do it. Standing up, it's the most common way, okay?
Okay.
Now, what you're going to do is you're going to put your arms around. You're going to feel for the bottom of the rib cage with your hand here. You get it? So you're always below that rib cage here.
Okay.
You're going to make a fist with this hand, and you see your fist on this side, on the thumb side, has a nice knob on it. Put that knob right in where you want it there. Can you feel the spot?
Yeah.
Grab your fist.
Okay.
Now you're going to pull inward and upward like that.
Okay.
Very good.
Thank
That is
you.
excellent.
Unless you're really trying to save a life, Dr. Heimlich says you should only practice the Heimlich maneuver with the help of a trained professional. Dr. Heimlich first introduced his maneuver in 1974. It took only 2 years to develop. Since then, it's saved thousands of lives, including President Ronald Reagan and President George W. Bush. President Bush was home alone when he choked on a pretzel in 2002.
In today's video, we're talking about choking. Now, back in the day, we used to separate choking between a partial and a complete airway obstruction. Today, the focus is more on, is this a mild or a severe airway obstruction? Now, with a mild airway obstruction, the patient is still able to maintain their own airway. And that's what we're really looking for. Is the patient able to take air in and out of the body? They may have something in the back of the throat, they may be choking, but they're able to exchange gas. They can take air in and out of the body. If that's the case, stay with the patient, encourage them to cough it up. They may have a little wheezing, but they're moving air, stay with them. If need be, call EMS, have professional help come, but stay with the victim, encourage them to cough it up. Now, with a severe airway obstruction, the patient cannot move air. That's the difference. There's no effective air exchange. They may not be able to speak, they can't produce an effective cough, they may have very high-pitched wheezing, they may start turning blue, cyanosis. These are all signs of a severe airway obstruction, and we have to go to work immediately. Now, with the adult, we're going to perform the Heimlich maneuver. Now, before we talk about relieving choking, let's talk about breathing. How do people breathe? Well, you breathe mostly through contracture of your diaphragm. Diaphragm is a muscle, separates the chest from the abdomen, and here's what happens. The diaphragm contracts and drops down. When this happens, you suck air in. The diaphragm comes back up, you blow air out. That's how we breathe, the diaphragm going up and down, up and down. So the Heimlich maneuver, the whole principle is to move the diaphragm upward so we can move air quickly out of the body. To do this in the adult, you're going to position yourself behind the adult, and we have to get under the diaphragm and move the diaphragm upward. We have to get into the abdomen, which means your thumb has to go into the patient. If you put this part of your hand into the abdomen, you're not going to get under the diaphragm. So you have to turn, make sure your thumb is in. Wrap your arms around the victim. You're going to be below the xiphoid, above the belly button, and you're going to give inward, upward thrust, sharp thrust, almost a punch. As opposed to a chest compression during CPR, nice rhythmic compressions, same speed up and down, like a piston. Not so with the Heimlich maneuver. This is a punch, inward, upward, sharply. And you're going to continue those until either the obstruction comes up or the patient becomes unconscious. Now, if they become unconscious, do the best you can without clocking their head on the floor. What you can't do is this. Now, once the victim becomes unconscious, your next step, call 911. If you're alone, leave the victim, call 911. If someone else is around, send them to call 911. And we're going to start CPR immediately. Begin with chest compressions, standard CPR for the adult, 30 compressions, 2 ventilations. The difference in the choking victim, unconscious is that before you provide those ventilations, you open the mouth and see if you can visualize the obstruction. If you see it, pull it out. If you don't, provide 2 breaths like you normally would in CPR and go back to chest compressions. So really, once they're unconscious, standard CPR with 1 additional step of looking into the airway before we provide ventilations. Now, let's talk about choking in the infant for a moment. Same thing applies. Is this a mild or a severe airway obstruction? Mild airway obstruction, the kid's choking, he's coughing, but he's moving air in and out of the body. Stay with the infant. Call 911 if you need to, stay with them and watch them to see if they develop a severe airway obstruction. In this case, the child can no longer effectively move air in and out of the body. They can't produce an effective cough. They may start to turn blue. We're going to go to work immediately. First step, take the baby by the jaw, lay him across your arm, and invert the child. Get head down. Get the head down so we're using gravity. You're going to perform 5 back blows. The palm of your hand right between the scapula and forcefully strike the child 5 times. Then sandwich him, bring the child back over, keeping the head down, and you're going to provide 5 chest thrusts. Again, center of the chest, and our compression depth, same as CPR, about 1/3 of the way through the chest. After that, bring the child up, look in the airway. If the object of the back blows and chest thrust was to move that obstruction from the throat into the mouth, take a peek in the mouth and see if you can visualize the obstruction. If you can, take your little finger and try to sweep that out of there. If you can't, cover the nose and the mouth, provide 2 ventilations, and continue. Back blows, chest thrusts, look, breathe. Now, the nice thing about kids is you can take them with you. So let's say you're down in the basement, the baby starts to choke, you can perform these maneuvers on your way outside to meet the ambulance. Now, what if the child's so big that you can't flip them over and do back blows? In that case, you're going to do the Heimlich just like an adult. You're going to get down on one knee, get behind the child, and perform the Heimlich maneuver just like an adult. So really, it's the size of the child. If you can grab this infant, flip him over, and you're able to do effective back blows and chest thrusts, then that's what you do. If the child is so large that you can't do that, then you get down on one knee and perform the Heimlich maneuver same as an adult. Now, when providing these back blows, you may need to kneel down, maybe get your arm against your knee, or maybe sit down and have the child on your lap. The idea is that you have the head down and you're able to do effective back blows. If you can hold the child, if they're small enough, if you can hold them and do effective back blows holding them, fine. If not, you may have to sit down or kneel down and place your arm against your leg to provide adequate back blows. What's important in the infant is that we go to work immediately for a severe airway obstruction. However, you're going to perform these maneuvers for about 2 minutes, then activate EMS. You're still going to need professional help coming, call 911, but go to work first, work for a couple minutes, then call 911 or send someone to call 911. So this has been a quick review of choking in the adult, child, and infant. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
That's all for today. Make sure to check us out on Instagram and YouTube at South Seminole News, and don't forget to subscribe.
Also, please like the South Seminole Academy and PTSA Facebook pages for more info.
And students, every day here at South Seminole Academy, we strive for success, take responsibility, opt to lead, respect others, and make good choices.
Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm Daniela.
And I'm Noah. Have a great Monday, and
Don't forget to storm!